Well, everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend or wonderful day. Not sure what day you're watching this video, but I've gotten to a point now it seemed appropriate to do an update on where I'm at with the build. Got all the tactile buttons in, and the tactile are only going to be the 9 here, the 3 here. These being the menu up and down scroll for the video walkie-talkie, these being the sound effect. Okay, I gotta stop this because just there we go. What I used on these, as I showed and talked about in an earlier post, was a piece of 10 center proto board with 9 push button switches, wired with a common ground, wired to a DFPlayer and a little resistor breakout board that I built to take advantage of the AD ports that the DFPlayer has on it. There's actually 2 AD ports or AD keys, and what they do is they take advantage of the processor's ability to detect voltage drops, because on each one of these you'll see there's a specific resistor value, and there's a pretty good band in between each value. Matter of fact, segment 1 down here is just simply as short as is segment 5. I've got it set up where I'm using just 9 of these segments. I'm not taking advantage of the volume up and down, the preset, the pause, play, the loop, or anything like that, because that's not really necessary in this particular scenario. But I did want to point out to a gentleman who had asked the question over in the RPF forum what Arduino software I was going to, or Arduino Sketch I was going to use with this. Good news, none. This is a totally manual setup to where it doesn't require any software. As you see, there is no microcontroller here. If this was software controlled, you would see either a Arduino, a Raspberry Pi, or even a little PIC board supporting this, and I didn't want to go that route. I don't need that. All I need to do is to have these buttons set up to where every time I push them, a specific file, I'm sorry, a specific audio file is played. To further expand on that, the files on this don't require any special utility or anything, nothing more than simply your file explorer, or if you're using Mac, whatever they use there, to drag and drop MP3 files into a micro SD card. I would recommend downloading the data sheet, because there is a specific way you want to name the files. Nothing too complicated, just simply 001, 002, and what that will do is assign these particular files to these particular segments. 001 would only play when you push segment 1, 2 would only play when you push segment 2, so on and so forth. So nothing complicated at all, and nothing as traumatic as what I've now stuck with here with my earlier go-to sound card, the big dog audio cards that were set up for like gift cards and things like that. This was really quite a nice component years ago when really MP3 players were just that, MP3 players that had a very limited ability in how they played the files. Either it was they would just simply play them one after the other, or you could advance or retard between files in a menu, but there was a keypad that was up, down, and menu driven, this isn't the case. And this having the audio files assigned to a key was really nice, but it required an app or program to load it, and that no longer is supported in Windows 8 and higher. I don't know if it was ever supported on the Mac platform. If someone wants to chime in, you'd help the Mac users out there, but I would kind of unfortunately avoid, unless they've got, I'm sure by now they've got newer boards that handle an updated utility. I just got away from these because the DFPlayer just was so much more potent. Plus, the speaker on this was a unique 32 ohms, which kind of made looking for various sizes a bit of a challenge. The amplifier was, well, let's say anemic at best. The DFPlayer in an 8 ohm load gives you a nice loud response. Probably wasn't. There we go. That's pretty loud. And you do have the ability to scroll up and down if you want to take advantage of some of the other buttons to do that. I'm just leaving mine fixed because, again, you've got to kind of use self-control as to how much you're going to put into your builds. Otherwise, you're just simply not going to have enough room or never get the project done. So that's it for the tactile buttons. Now, this, they show it in a pictorial, like the drawing that was on the studio prop, the decals that are supplied with the various offerings out there, the garage kits, and also this particular kit. They do have, let's see, where are we at here? Do I have the decals readily available? I'm sorry, I should have had that. Okay, there we go. They show it on the decal, and I tried to put it, it's in about the best spot I can to be accurate with this. And they never really showed any of this because in the prop on the show, it never functioned. And what I did decide to do is make it selectable. I can turn it on and turn it off, and that's where this button comes in. Rather than put a sound effect, I decided to just simply let it be the button that turns on and off this particular feature. Whether it's really needed or not, it's just simply something I wanted to put in there. And also another place where I put a capacitive switch is where I'm going to change the menu. We put a decal in there. The resin, it was a dedicated feature. Here it's just a decal, so I placed the capacitive button in the general location, and it will definitely hit, or it'll definitely switch no matter where you hit in that general area. I'm starting to ramble here. So yeah, so that's where we are there. Now the OLED display fit down to this corner. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light in here. And I can't really zoom in too well on this, but what we've got here is the Arduino at the bottom, the capacitive switch to handle the scrolling through the menu, which is just simply the reset button. I have a capacitive switch here, which is the one that turns on and off the display, and then I've got the booster regulator that supplies the 16.4 volt necessary for the LEDs. Because this is 9 LEDs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are 9 603 red LEDs in series. So obviously that works out to about 16 point something, but I set the boost regulator to 16.4. These buttons are not tactile, but I do have them set up to take advantage of a capacitive switch matrix if I decide to put in either a remote control or a Geiger counter. The remote control is kind of cute because you could aim it at a door and open it if you have that capability at your house. If not, again, I shouldn't be talking like this because I'm not building these for anybody else. But if you're following what I'm doing, you could put in a remote control here, or I could put in a Geiger counter. I built a bunch of tiny, well, small Geiger counters for my Pip-Boy 3000, and the ones that I have left over, I thought, well, since it's been mentioned in the breakdown of these things on the fan boards that this was capable of being a Geiger counter, I thought maybe it would be kind of cool to put in an actual functional Geiger counter, and maybe make these buttons light up to show, red when it found something, green when everything's okay. Still future, that'll be after I get to the next big portion of the build, which is installing the spy gear. I also got the two 16 millimeter 8 ohm speakers in, and these again, if I haven't pointed out enough, I used these. These are miniature sync stoppers that I found on Thingiverse, and I printed them out nice and tiny, and I use them here because they're acoustically transparent and just the perfect ticket for my speaker outputs. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I hope I didn't drag on and confuse and contradict and mislead too much in this video, but it's a fun build. I'm having a good time, next week is going to be putting in the spy gear video walkie-talkie. So you guys all have a wonderful day, week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.